Blankets of honor.
ACCUBA. All right, everybody, you guys all know me. But if yeah, thank you. But if you don't, my name is Manny Acuna, and I'm with Blankets of Honor. And a little background on Blankets of Honor. I want to give a lot of kudos here to Joe. Back in the day, when I first came back, me and the wife were sitting at Haas. And I was talking about my service and just not feeling the greatest at some time. And Joe came over and her husband, and they were talking about, hey, have you heard of Quilts of Valor? And I was all like, no, I haven't. And what are you doing at my table? But they were telling me about this thing that they did, and she took some information down, and I went and I filled it out. And at that time, the wait was long, and I really got a smile on my face to know that you can be loved this quick, because my Quilt of Valor took a few months. And when I got mine, it was such a blessing to let people know that we were not forgotten. So what I did, in my mind, I started thinking, wow, if I could only quilt with my hands and my feet, I could probably do what they do. So I said, no. I went out and I found some blankets. But to the standard of our military, that they had to be weighted, that they had to feel like somebody really loved you, and that they had to be enough that if you wanted to, you could put somebody in there to hug and to hold. So I went out and I found them, and it was a play, but I looked and I found some. And so I bought like 10 of each branch. And the wifey calls me up and said, hey, why do we got like $6,000 on our credit card? And I said, that wasn't me. But you know what she said? If you're loving veterans, you do what you need to do, honey. Because we could do this a lot faster. But with their lead, we now have become Blankets of Honor. And within a few years, we have loved over just under 300 veterans throughout the United States with just a group of under 10. Thank you, Joe, for the inspiration of what you've done. So today we are here to give 3 Blankets of Honor to some outstanding gentlemen. And the way that I met them, we had a function at a fire hall, and I met this gentleman named Ed. And Ed, man, he was great. He's a Marines Marine. He stands there about 5'7", 6", and he has this flat top. And, you know, Marines can give crap to other Marines. And he has this few hairs of a flat top. And he's stocky, and he has this red sweatshirt, Marine Corps. I'm like, Semper Fi, Marine. And he's all like, who you? I don't want a discount on your knives. I just want to say thank you for your service and welcome home. And we started talking, and he wanted some things. He had a ring on, and it was broken. He said, man, if you could only find this ring, I got it in boot camp. What did Manny do? Manny got that ring in less than a week for him. It's right on his finger over there. Same exact one. And it was only a boot camp ring, so they still make them to this day. And it was all the God's blessing to me. He gets the glory, not me. So I said, hey, Ed, do you have anybody that you want to love? And he said, yes, I do. So today I want to bring up Mike Bartch, his brother. Army. Now, Mike, if I can have you come on up. Served in the United States Army, Sergeant Major E9. Fort Eustis, Virginia. Fort Lewis, where it always rains. Camp Stanley, Korea. Central Europe, Netherlands. Fort Benjamin, Harris, Indiana. Presidio of San Francisco. Fort Wainwright, Arkansas. Fort Hood. Vietnam, Operation Just Cause, Panama, Somalia, Iraqi war campaigns, Operation Enduring Freedom, and last but not least, Operation Iraqi Freedom. If I can have you stand right in front of this Mike's military service provided him with the opportunity to be a part of history in the making, from Vietnam to Iraq, and a lot of places in between. This fostered a great sense of patriotism in his family and within himself. For 36 years of a career afforded to make him travel to every state over the 30 countries, Mike took advantage of his limitless education opportunities were available to him during his service. His 36 years of service were hard and challenging, but gave him immeasurable life experience that would not have happened outside of a military career. And that's all of us. Every 36 careers is a piece of all of us here. And we are just that one big puzzle put together. Ron Atwell. Front and center, please, sir. Now, Ron, Ed nominated you, and you've been his best friend for, he says, I don't know how long. He says his memory's not that good. And here's a Marine also. Ron's originally duty in Vietnam was with the 326 Marines, H&S Company. At Quezon? Yes. He was transferred to the 40th Combined Action Group, Special Operations at Camlo, and Combined Action Program with a very similar to the Army Special Forces Green Berets. Ron lived in a small compound in the village of Cam Hung with 11 other Marines. Their goal was to win the hearts and minds of the local populace. They trained with the popular forces and lived in the village in weaponry, medicines, and tactics. They also ran medic camps in the tailor, trying to help the local with health issues. This program was very beneficial to those of the village and was extremely rewarding to Ron. He built a wonderful rapport with the local villagers and many friends there. Ron served 8 months with the CAG in the Corps before routing home. Upon getting to the stateside, he was stationed back at Camp Pendleton upon receiving an early out with an honorable discharge. And let me tell you, after that, he went into law enforcement. Because a man like this, man like all of us, whether it's in the thin blue line, within the fire department, what do we always have? That call to serve. Whether it's a family, whether it's outside, it's embedded in us. No matter what branch you're in. I have one more. And I'm going to tell you something. When I met that man, I told you a little bit about him in the beginning. This man says, I served in peacetime. I don't deserve anything, Manny. He says, I don't deserve any accolades. And I said, did you sign that check? Did you go to Marine Corps boot camp? Which is nothing, because in the South, if you've been there, any boot camp. Ed, front and center. Yes, sir, that's you. Now, Ed, when I first talked to him, he didn't say I deserve anything. He didn't want no accolades of the VA. He doesn't take advantage of anything. He just says, I don't deserve it. Stand right there, brother. And let me tell you, he lives, breathes Marine Corps. Absolutely. Boots nominated you, Ed. And Boots is his daughter, a lance corporal in the Marine Corps. Out now. We went to Paris Island, Camp Lejeune, Camp Geiger, Albany Marine Base, peacetime only. And he wanted you to know that. What kind of Marine or what kind of person just says, we kind of always embellish, yeah, I was almost there, I was almost here. What kind of person says, I was only in peacetime? No accolades needed. Yeah, part of the team, absolutely. had served 8 years from 1953 to 1963. His time was only during peacetime. Ed lives the motto, once a Marine, always a Marine. To the fullest. Semper Fi. So today, gentlemen, we're here to honor you. And as we wrap that blanket around you, let it be known that you are never alone. And as long as we exist, we are brothers and sisters in arms, and we are here to comfort you. And for your service, you shall not ever be forgotten, truly. Just like the threads in these blankets are woven together, we are woven together in that same brother and sisterhood. And we have a bond that no one can break. And you two know that. Know that there are less than 3% that have served this great nation. And we are here to thank you for that service and that commitment. And thank you once again for your outstanding sacrifices. And we thank you for your love of country. And as you all heard me say a lot of times, yes, we love that red, white, and blue. But more times than not, you were doing it for that brother or that sister to your left or to your right. And more importantly, you were doing it for that family back at home, whether it was your mom, your dad, whoever it was. That's who you were doing it for. In closing, I always give the new commandment, but I'm going to change it up today. There is no greater love than to give one's life down for a friend. And I know all of you have this because I've been to funerals now. I've been to you talking about my friends said, this person's not doing so well. And I see the pain in everybody's eyes. And believe me, when I drive home in my car, I'm feeling that pain. So gentlemen, I thank you. And as in any good service now, and you've known Sergeant Major, you've been around, challenge points. So today, these are real life heroes on it. And I challenge coining you gentlemen. Sergeant Major.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Marino. Ed. Gentlemen, I salute you. Welcome home. And now, always remember, you are truly not forgotten. Yeah, that's okay. We make sure you're loved here.
Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, once again, welcome home, and you are truly not forgotten.